Welcome back. This is Adwikta, and we are doing Shaman now in this Lightforge valuation stream podcast YouTube for Hearthstone Arena Lightforge tier list.
Hello, a Merps.
What's up,
I have
Merps?
energy. We can do this.
This is not our 6 hour of streaming.
No, it is
We
definitely not.
are not tired.
I am not tired.
Hmm
I am not tired.
I am not gonna go and drink a bottle of coffee after this.
Okay, good. Now that we've said things that we're definitely not gonna do, let's do things we are gonna do. Just talk
Well,
about Shaman.
let's talk about Shaman. We're doing common cards first, then rares, then epics, then legendaries, because that's the offering rates Arena is on now. Once again, if you've been away for the past 4 months, they changed the offering rates back, and now rares and commons are no longer the same. You get offered much more commons than rares, much more rares than epics, etc., etc. So let's see what happens with Shaman. Totemic Surge, 0 mana card, always the best cards. Give your totems +2 attack.
It's at a 76. That's not terrible.
Better than a South Sea Deckhand.
Yeah. So Totemic Might, by the way, is at 17. Totemic Might, if you don't remember, is 0 mana, give your totems +2 health. Totemic Surge, give your totems +2 attack, is at 76.
Yeah.
Significantly
It's almost
higher.
like giving 0-2 things +2 attack is a lot better than giving 0-2 things +2 health.
That's crazy.
Mm.
I don't know. We might have to spend an hour explaining this, but we won't.
Alright. It's not great though. Don't pick it. I don't know how many totems you think you're going to have or how much making 2/2 totems is gonna matter, but it's fine.
It's fine.
At worst it's a 2/2 with an ability, right? Once you use your hero power.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, next. The thing that matters more, another totem, it's evil. Evil totem. 2 mana 0/2. At the end of your turn, add a lackey to your hand. Okay. This is the one that's going to require some explanation. This is going to require some digging. This is an extremely complicated card. It is a 127, which puts it on about the same level as a wasp. A little better than a wasp, actually. Alright, what's going on here?
Are you asking me, or is this sort of a rhetorical thing?
No,
Oh, no, you explain this.
Oh, I explained this. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
you explain this.
lackeys are good, as we knew from the Rise of Shadows meta. This one gives you multiple lackeys. Things that generate multiple lackeys are really good, as we learned from Evil Genius and Evil Miscreant in the last meta. And more importantly, this is not that bad on curve. There's going to be a lot of times where you are not going to face your opponent's not going to have a 2-drop because they're going to start on 3 or they just miss their 2-drop. And then Evil Totem will generate 2. Like, even if the opponent gets on the board and you don't remove them, Evil Totem is going to generate 2 lackeys if they just have nothing on the board. That already makes it worth it. If you could spend 2 mana and get 2 lackeys back, that's good. That's a good deal. You have a really good card there. 2 mana, get 2 random lackeys. Here, you also have a 0/2 totem that they have to finish off. Right?
Yeah.
Or else you generate even more lackeys. And you may think, oh, but it may be anti-tempo. No, lackeys get your tempo back. So if you generate 2 lackeys, you have gotten the equivalent of a 2-drop back. If you generate 1 lackey, you've still gotten a decent amount of your tempo back. Not the full 2 mana, though. So it's not even that bad of a 2-drop. On top of it just being potentially insane if you can protect it.
Yep. Yeah, just a really, really good card. You don't even have to worry about really protecting it, right? The only thing that is kind of holding it back is it only has 2 health. If this were a 0/3, it would be so insane. Oh my gosh. So I think it's well designed that they made it a 0/2, right?
Yep.
If this was like an 0/3, I'd be like, okay, well, that's stupidly broken. Also, I was looking at Tarot's spreadsheet that you guys can see on Arena HS subreddit. So unfortunately, you are actually never picking Totemic Surge because it is at the bottom of the 4th bucket.
Totemic Surge?
Yes.
Giving your totems +2 attack?
Yes.
Is at the bottom of the 4th bucket?
Yes. That's where actual good cards still reside. So no, unfortunately, you will still not be drafting it.
It's a 76.
I was hoping that it would be 7th bucket, so
yeah,
I could actually draft it sometime. But no, you won't.
What's Evil Totem?
We have no idea.
Oh,
We don't know.
okay.
We
Cool.
don't know.
All right. Well, um, Sandstorm Elemental is the other common card, and this is the one that's actually like borderline OP. It's
Mhm.
definitely very good. It's Stormforge Axe levels of good. So Shaman's getting something very good here. 2 mana, 2/2 Elemental. Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Overload 1. It's the Shaman version of Twilight Act, whatever.
Flame
Twilight
caller.
Flamecaller, yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's really good. It's a 149. This is properly bucketed in the first bucket, though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Blizzard getting some stuff right. All right.
Very fair. Very
Yep.
fair.
There's nothing really much to say about it. Like dealing 1 damage in classes that don't have pains is really good.
Hmm.
Let's move on to rares. You see these less, but they're still going to be everywhere. What does Shaman get in rares? The fact that I have to scroll down to find anything is not a good sign. Or maybe I just can't see stuff anymore because it's so late.
Well, they do have Earthquake.
Oh, they do have Earthquake. This is not a bad card. It's just so far on the right that I couldn't see it.
Yep. So, Earthquake is a 7 mana spell. Deal 5 damage to all minions, then deal 2 damage to all minions. Okay.
7 mana, deals 7 damage to all minions. Okay, that pretty much kills everything. So it's not quite 8 mana Twisting Nether, but, it kills stuff.
This does kill that Wrapped Golem we talked about 6 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, not bad. But it is only a 118 because it is just a little bit. It's like 7 mana, a little bit slow. It deals a lot of damage, but sometimes it still doesn't deal enough. Unfortunate.
Yep. Yeah, it's a 118. It's not like the best board clear. Like you have Volcano for that. That's 5 mana, deal 15 damage to everything. And that's gonna be a much better like way to like split stuff. So between Volcano and Earthquake though, you're gonna get a decent amount of removals for that control shaman you've been wanting to make. Not
Yep.
not a ton of support, but enough. Enough to make it work. Where's Earthquake? I bet this is gonna be overbucket. Actually, no, it destroys all minions. It's probably gonna be underbucketed.
I have no idea.
Okay, well then.
We don't have that info.
Okay. Yeah, it's good in a reborn meta. Mogu Flesh Shaper is a 94. It's decent. Not as good as a Yeti around where your raptors live. It is 7 mana, 3/4. Rush. Costs 1 less for each minion on the battlefield. So it's like the Rush version of a Sea Giant, but they actually like value this one correctly.
And the body is not great. It's like, oh, the board is full. Time to capitalize with a 3/4 rush.
Yep.
So this is in the bottom of the third bucket. Don't pick it.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't pick it.
Well, unless you have the killer card coming back into this meta, Unstable Evolution 193.
Yeah, I mean it's a thing. At the same time, though, it's like, okay, do I wait for the killer combo, or am I just gonna get stuck with this in my hand while I die? Probably that scenario.
Well, okay, so it only takes 4 minions on the board altogether to make this 3 mana, which is good, right? So if your opponent plays 2 things and you could play 2 things before 3 mana, that's fine. If your opponent has 3 things, or if you just have something on the board with your opponent, like there's a lot of middle ground here.
No, there's middle ground. The problem is it's so unplayable early on, and then if your opponent has a dominant board lead, how good is a 3/4 rush going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with it.
All right. Last card in rare is a Weaponized Wasp. 3 mana, 3/3. Battlecry. If you control a lackey, deal 3 damage. Pretty easy to get a lackey and play it, but you have only 1 lackey generator now, and it's an evil totem. You're gonna probably want to play that, so you're gonna get some lackeys, but it's a 1 card combo, right? You need the other card.
Yep.
Like these are all really gonna feel more in tune once you get say Rise of Shadows back at some point.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to epics. So far, there's really not a lot's happening for Shaman here. You get a nice Earthquake, you get a Sandstorm Elemental. It's doing okay, but keep in mind we're in the bottom of the meta right now, in terms of win rates for pre Saviors of Uldum coming in, and Shaman's not doing well. Is this going to be enough to put Shaman over the top? I don't think so. All right,
Yep.
moving on to epics. Let's see what we got here. We got Splitting Axe, 4 mana, 3/2. Battlecry, summon copies of your totems.
Pretty
Okay.
decent, in fact. That's the thing. Like, Fiery War Axe is 3 mana. This is 4 mana. But summoning copies of your totems. Well, first of all, you have Evil Totem, but your totems are all pretty useful, and shamans have ways to capitalize on their totems. This is also in the 4th bucket. You're gonna pick this a decent amount of times.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fairly bucketed, so you're gonna take it. Yep. I have nothing much more to add about Splitting Axe. But the next card is a Plague of Murlocs, 3 mana. Plague of Murlocs.
Oh god.
It's only 3 mana. We rated it a 173. It is now one of the best Shaman cards. Not like an Unstable Evolution or anything, but it's damn good.
Yeah. So you can't compare it to Unstable Evolution. Unstable Evolution, anything close to 200, like Adapta said, it's a card that shouldn't exist. Like that's how good it is. That's how sort of broken it is. And Unstable Evolution is basically there, right? It's just so stupid. But Plague of Murlocs is just a step below it. Transforming all minions into random Murlocs. The flexibility of this is so insane. It's such a good card. I love the design of this card actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, okay, let's list everything that you can use it for. You have a lot of small minions. Okay, this will actually buff them, right?
Yep.
If you have just all 1/1s, this will buff it. If you have like a lot of mid-sized minions and they have a huge taunt, like a Sleepy Dragon, hey, I get rid of it and I probably end up buffing my board. They just have one big minion. Okay, well, 3 mana polymorph then, right? The flexibility is insane. The uses are so vast.
Also, you have
really
totems
good.
that are like just your hero power totems, and they're all
Exactly.
Murlocs too.
Yeah. So there's so many uses for this. I'm going to hate playing against this card. I don't. It's There are too many cards in Saviors of Uldum in which I'm just like, well, I can't play around any of these, really.
Yeah.
So okay, just throw your hands up and say, I hope they don't have this, and they have it, and you're like, oh, I guess I lose.
And most of those
That's
cards are epics, so you really will not
you
play
really
around them.
can't. Right.
And then you will just lose.
Right. It's like you know that they don't have the mind control or the shadow word death. It's like, oh, I think I'm good, and then Plague of Death comes. You're like, wow, that sucks. Same thing with the Plague of Murlocs. This thing is just going to ruin your day, and not much you can do about it. Too good, too flexible.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it for Shaman. Ooh, we're gonna keep this one. Actually, oh no, we have a legendary one, but that's almost it for Shaman, and we may get this under 15 minutes. That's the one card, right? Like Plague of Murlocs. That's the one card that's going to like anchor Shaman if they see it enough, and they're probably not because it's an epic card. Unfortunately. All right, legendary card. We got Vecina, pretty much a 100. So like a Yeti, almost. 4 mana, 2/6. Well, you're overloaded. Your other minions have +2 attack. Need to trigger that overload synergy, but an overload synergy lasts for 2 turns. So you got some leeway there. +2 attack is generally good, but really good for your totems. There's just a lot of like awkward setup going on here, and I don't think you're gonna be able to do it in the arena to get a lot of value out of this. But at worst, it's 4 mana, 2/6, right? That really scares your opponents if they leave it on the board.
Yep. And once again, we take into account sort of how much overload you're going to have, how much the overload like matters. It's like, well, it's like volcanoes are overload. Oh, wait a second. It's like, oh, okay, so this is an overload, that's an overload. But yeah, once again, the setup is a little bit awkward. 2/6 for 4, you don't really love it. And then if you're playing it comboing with a card on like turn 8, it's like, well, it's just a much shittier bloodlust then. So yeah, this is a card initially. I was like, oh, it's like really good. I'm like, wait, it's not really good at all.
Yeah.
It's decent because if it was just a 4-mana 2/6, it
That
would
would be
be really
terrible.
low. It'd be terrible. So we give it a decent amount of credit for the effect, but you're not going to proc the effect that often, or you're waiting for that 2-card combo on turn 8 to get a worse Bloodlust. Yep.
Yep. All right, that's it for Shaman, and yeah, you guys should check out Arena Drafts if you haven't to record your games and to give data to the Arena Drafts team who shares data with us, and then we can actually find out where these things are actually bucketed. Because right now we're using Taro's spreadsheet, but we're hoping to get like all the cards, and some of these cards are legendary, some you're just never going to see. Like, and Taro can't get very specific about like which bucket it's in, just like generally around where it's in. So it's all very useful. So definitely consider doing that to help us gather data. You also get the Lightforge tier list like just right on your screen, which is really helpful. And you see us use it, you see Shady use it, like plenty of people just use it generally. That's how the voting system works if you see our overlay. So yeah, until the next video, which is Druid, which we normally do first. Druid's at the bottom. This is Adwicta.
This is Merps. See ya.